The thing that I liked most about Michael Jordan as a player was the fact that I didn't have to try to guard him. If you had a poor defensive scheme, he was going to fill the hoop up until you either figured it out or the game was over and you lost the game. Some of his acrobatic drives to the hoop are just remarkable. You know, he can get past the defense and use a little bit of English off of the glass. The ball drops in so nice. It takes some really advanced skills to do that consistently. The 1988 All-Star Game was a showcase for Michael. Michael had figured out all the things he needed to know to be a dominant player. Everything. One-on-one, couldn't guard him. What Michael Jordan showed the whole sports world was the fact that you put the right people with him, he's going to lead them to world championships, without question. He was a prime example of excellence and a leader that would lead you all the way to the top, all the way to the top. That was basketball at its finest.
The L weaving its way through these quiet winter streets as all the action is inside the raucous Chicago Stadium.
To the All-Star Game. Get up and now. At forward, a three-time most valuable.
Greetings, everyone, from Chicago, the host of the 1988 All-Star Game. Alongside the terrific Clark Kellogg and our reporter David Aldridge on the sidelines, I'm Kevin Harlan. And Clark, this terrific city has produced some greats and four of them playing tonight.
You're exactly right, Kevin. The Windy City, Chicago, has produced Mo Cheeks, Isaiah Thomas, Doc Rivers, and Mark Aguirre, all All-Stars, and I'm sure they've got plenty of family and friends in attendance to enjoy their performance on the court.
Yep, so much to celebrate. And Clark, is there a common thread when you think about a Chicago-type player?
Well, I certainly do believe there's a common thread. When playing outside or outdoors in the Windy City, the perimeter shot can easily get blown off course, so you got to be able to get that thing to the rack and in a straight line fashion, and that's something all Chicago players share in common.
A lot of high flyers, you're right. And your West All-Stars, Fat Lever and Magic Johnson, the guards, Alex English and Karl Malone at the forward spots, and in the middle, Hakeem Olajuwon. For the East, it's Moses Malone inside, and Dominique Wilkins with Larry Bird, the forwards. And in the backcourt, Isaiah Thomas and Michael Jordan.
And you look at Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, rivals since college. Early on, no love lost between them, but over time, they've become friends.
Here's Johnson. No good on the shot. And the East now will go the other way with it. Outside, Jordan. Malone in the high post. Wilkins outside. And three from Jordan. Olajuwon grabs the miss. Clark, you see Larry and Magic together in those Converse ads. They've become really the faces of the NBA.
And Kevin, I think they've inherited the mantle from the great Dr. J. He's done such a great job representing the league all these years, and certainly he's left it in good hands with those two.
Yeah, that's a great comparison.
Boy, defensively, that's great anticipation, moving your feet and drawing the whistle.
And the Eastern All-Stars favored to win tonight.
Star power and firepower, veteran IQ and smarts, but you never know. The West has quite a bit of talent, too.
Indeed they do. On the mark with the 15-footer. Jordan's got 6 points. And starting last season, Clark, Michael Jordan's scoring went through the roof.
Averaging over 37 points per game, partner, and he's kept close to that pace this season as well. Remarkable.
Amazing and remarkable, right? Wow. Yep, it counts. Jordan's got his third bucket of the night. Clark, amidst this all-star celebration, labor negotiations between the players and the NBA continue.
Trying to find their way through this current impasse, Kevin, and looking to avoid any interruptions to this game that we all have a love affair with.
Yeah, I know you and I hope they can find some common ground.
Please make it happen soon.
So it's the West now. 5 on the clock. There's Lever with the 3. That shot off. Hey, Clark, the record for points in the All-Star game is 42, set by Wilt Chamberlain back in the 1962 All-Star game.
And, you know, a lot of Wilt's records seem virtually untouchable, but I don't think that one is. With all these great scores, who knows? It might be broken tonight.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun? Here's Malone, following the basket by Michael Jordan. Lever inside, defended by Bird. Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play. It's going to be Malone shooting. That's on Isaiah Thomas. West All-Stars shooting their first free throw of the evening. Free throw drops for Malone.
Well, I tell you what, if you wanted the template for the perfect power forward, it might be Karl Malone. I mean, he's got everything you want in a format.
Now, here's Jordan. He's got 10. Off the mark with the outside fadeaway. And Michael Jordan winning the dunk contest yesterday. Clark, can he add to his trophy case tonight?
Kevin, I think his teammates want to see him win the MVP. I think they're going to give him as many touches as he needs to have a chance to do it.
Ooh, that'll be fun to watch. And an exhibition game with plenty of motivation for these stars nonetheless. For more, let's say hello to David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. Now, I was talking to Larry Bird about his goals for the matchup, and he said, I think our job is to get the ball to Michael Jordan, get him into the game, and get the crowd into the game. So if Bird has anything to do with it, Michael Jordan will be the MVP. And that would be poetic justice this weekend. Guys, back to you.
Especially where we are. Well said, David. Thank you. Jordan Clark, obviously, in front of his hometown crowd. He loves it, and they really love it.
No doubt about it, Kevin. You think about the fans in Chicago. They love basketball. And I can expect, and you can too, a ton of energy, some extra adrenaline anytime Michael touches the ball.
Clark, this city is on fire with Jordan, aren't they? I mean, they love him, and they think about what's to come. My goodness.
Smoking.
Yeah. And tonight's All-Star MVP will have a $5,000 check presented in their name, Clark, to the Thurgood Marshall Black Education Fund.
A great cause in honor of a terrific American.
There's got to be some excitement, maybe even, Clark, some butterflies playing in the All-Star game. You want to prove you belong out there.
I agree with that, and there can also be the temptation to try to do a little too much, maybe get flashy, but with these players still getting a feel for each other in the flow, a lot to be said for making the simple play.
Nevertheless, a great honor. Here's what the East is going with right now. Doherty's checked in for Malone. Ewing comes in for Bird. And it's Rivers in for Thomas. Then for the West All-Stars, Worthy's checked in for English. And Clyde Drexler has subbed in for Lever. Now here's Jordan, following the miss by Hakeem. And he makes that one. Jordan's got 16 points. And Michael Jordan, not only last season's leading scorer by a mile, but Clark Kellogg this season, he is in the running for the Defensive Player of the Year.
He is the true definition of a two-way player. Gets it done at a high level at both ends.
Got it. Number 7 on the night. 7 for 11 from the floor. And if there was a snub, Clark, for this year's All-Star game, many felt it was the sharpshooter Dale Ellis of the Sonics.
Well, you take a look at what he's done. He's the only top 10 scorer in the NBA who was not an All-Star.
The Tennessee Volunteers should be here. And so the first quarter is in the books.
18, the West, 11.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 1988 All-Star Game here in Chicago. As these great fans hope Michael Jordan can bring home the win and the MVP hardware.
And the head coach of the East, Mike Fratello, his first time coaching in the All-Star Game.
We've got Rivers. Ewing is out there with Doherty. Then it's Wilkins. And it's Jordan in at the shooting guard position. That's the 5 out there for the East All-Stars. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the West. They trail by 7. How about that? Mike's a terrific friend of yours and mine, and Fratello's Hawks recently moved into first place in the East after the Cavs beat the Celtics. Clark enabling him to become the coach of the East All-Stars.
So don't be surprised if the Cavs' Brad Doherty gets extended minutes in his first All-Star appearance. You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Sounds good. Patrick Ewing.
How about this one? Players who have never missed an All-Star game in their careers. Jerry West, Bob Pettit, Larry Bird, Isaiah Thomas, and Hakeem Olajuwon. Those last 3 playing here tonight.
Bird, he's checked in for Brad Doherty. And West also making a switch. McDaniels checked in. And here early, Clark, the East has the edge.
You look at that team on the East squad, an embarrassment of riches, Kevin. And, you know, they've got so many weapons. I think it simply comes down to execution for them. And making his All-Star debut in his 3rd year in the league, Karl Malone, one of 4 players in the NBA, averaging over 20 points and 10 rebounds a game.
Hey, when Jordan is cutting to the cup, he's locked in on throwing it down. The D doesn't have a chance at denying him that chance.
Johnson, the pass to McDaniel. Back to Johnson. Pass to McDaniel. Back to Olajuwon. The West All-Stars need to get a shot off here. McDaniel, no good. The East leading by 8.
And Coach Mike Fratello, a colleague of ours, coaching in the All-Star game, standing tall amongst a bunch of tall guys in the NBA. You know, his dad was an amateur boxer, and, you know, I think that background gives Mike a lot of confidence as a coach.
Johnson in the corner, pulls it from 20. The shot, no good. And the East now will go the other way with it. Tremendous pass from Bird. He can do it all.
Jordan doing a nice job leaking out slyly. Excellent in transition.
Drexler finds Johnson. Free throw line jump shot. Here's Olajuwon. The grace of Hakeem Olajuwon. Something special to see. And Clark, when you look at Hakeem Olajuwon's Houston Rockets, here is a team making a lot of moves.
I tell you what, their trade for Joe Barry Carroll and Sleepy Floyd paying huge dividends. They're certainly on the rise in my mind.
Yeah, a lot of people like those moves. And Clark, not easy for these coaches to put their stamp on the game. Only a 1-hour practice yesterday to get acquainted and move through some sets.
And you know, Kevin, it's not about necessarily practice time. A few offensive sets is all that's needed. I think it's how you manage the players and give them a platform to have fun and do what they do.
That's a good point. They need to find a high percentage shot, Clark, to regain some of that confidence.
I think they've gone too long without seeing one go down, and that begins to mess with your psyche.
Johnson in the corner. Wow, drew the contact, and that 3 almost went in, so he'll go to the line for 3 free throws. This is his first free throw of the game.
Well, pretty much the perfect point guard. If there is such a thing. Magic has incredible passing skills, great size, unbelievable vision, plus leadership qualities that make him CEO-like.
Kevin McHale, he checked in for the East. Thomas comes in for Doc Rivers. And Kareem looking to set the career record for all-star scoring. Isn't that something?
It really is. Needs just 10 points to do it, Kevin, and you got to love his chances. I mean, that's a layup for him, pun intended.
Yeah, a good one. Lever finds Malone. Over Thomas. The West again cannot hit. Lever against Jordan. Shoots over Lever. The East All-Stars tack on 2 more.
And we know Jordan is a master from the mid-range. Whether he's squared up or falling away, you feel like it's going to splash.
McDaniel, the pass to Johnson. Now Abdul-Jabbar. He's guarded by Ewing. Abdul-Jabbar kicks to Johnson. That shot off. Good D by Jordan. The East leading by 15. And the rebound goes to the West All-Stars.
Boy, you've got to be there defensively. I mean, that's an easy mid-range jumper that he'll typically drain.
And the shot is good.
Magic Johnson leads the league in assists, and he's also got the most assists in All-Star game history. He processes the game at another level, folks. Michael Jordan, MJ. It really doesn't get much better than this.
Here's Johnson. He's got 5. Passes it to McDaniel. He feeds it to Abdul-Jabbar. Malone trying to break free. And Kareem, the elder statesman. 19 years in the NBA. Decades of dominance.
That was a putback, relentlessly attacking the glass.
Parkey really pulls out all the stops, doesn't he?
Doesn't hold back at all.
Here's Jordan. McHale trying to free himself up. And there's Jordan. That's good on the assist by Thomas.
He is certainly a dominant player. Michael Jordan, when he's in the zone, unstoppable.
Throws it up high. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And here's the fast break. Jordan leading the way. Driving. Michael Jordan now with 42 points, Clark. He has tied the record for scoring in an all-star game.
A piece of history. Boy, is he special.
Here's Malone. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater.
Boy, love the hustle defensively that time from McHale. His coaches and teammates like it too.
Michael Jordan getting it done for the East. Going on an absolute rampage, piling in the points. He dictated the pace of the entire quarter. Back to the action in just a minute. And we welcome you back to the second half of the 1988 All-Star Game here in Chicago. Great performances from these players, whether it's their first time participating or their 17th. That'll be a 5-second call.
Violation. West All-Stars ball.
English outside. Lever against Thomas. Olajuwon deciding where to go with it. And English kicks to Johnson. Just 5 to shoot. Olajuwon trying to break free. And that one drops. Johnson's got it going here in the start of the second half. The first points in the third quarter for the West All-Stars.
You know, you get into the latter stage.
And it's a new single-game record in scoring for the All-Star game. Set right in front of us by Michael Jordan.
What an incredible athlete, Kevin. And it seems whatever he sets his mind to do, he can do it. Impressive.
Olajuwon kicks to Lever. Malone at the elbow. That fall. Great assist by Lever. Malone's got 7. And of the players in tonight's All-Star game, Clark, 2 have won MVP trophies in this game before. Larry Bird and Isaiah Thomas.
And how about this, Kevin? Thomas has won 2 out of the last 4 years. If he was to get 3 MVPs, that would put him in some rarefied air, tying with Oscar Robertson for second most. Bob Pettit is the only player to do it 4 times.
And Clark, a slow start, but Michael Jordan is beginning now to get some momentum and heating up.
And the fans starting to take notice. They're feeling it a little bit, making some noise. They're certainly hoping he can make it happen.
Tipped away. Here he goes. And not many out there who can elevate like Michael Jordan.
On the drive, MJ is so ferocious, he never even thinks about slowing down. Pedal to the metal.
Johnson dishes to Malone. No good on that one. Nice D from Bird. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
English.
Hard not to respect how tough Jordan is inside. Really good at angling his body to pick up the foul call.
And the East with the lead.
Living up to that favored and top billing and giving these fans quite a show.
And the East All-Stars making a change here. Doherty's checked in. Worthy's checked in for the West. And James Worthy here in Clark, his third All. Oh, my! What a play.
Pretty artful dribbling display by Jordan there, and it completely baffled the defender.
So the timeout taken here, the first for the West All-Stars.
Totally unacceptable, inexcusable, the number of points they're allowing inside.
The East making a switch. Rivers checked in.
Rivers.
Johnson in the corner. Some nice passing here by the West. The vision of Magic Johnson is unsurpassed. Well, Clark, there was some question whether James Worthy would actually play in this All-Star game.
Yeah, he's dealing with some tendonitis in his knee, and because of that, I think his minutes very well could be limited.
Yeah, he's got to pay attention to the big picture, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And Olajuwon with the basket on the assist by Lever. Olajuwon's got 11 points.
And, you know, most of these guys are accustomed to having their team's offense built around them. It's an adjustment for them now to figure out who's going to get the rock most of the time. I like that they're putting in the work, trying to build this lead out.
And for a report on the center position, we take you over to David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Now, one of the big stories this weekend is the matchup of Moses Malone and Hakeem Olajuwon. Of course, Moses helped Hakeem a lot when he was starting in the game. He worked with him down in Houston in the summertime on low post moves and how to really rebound the basketball. Now we see the torch being passed from one of the all-time greats to a future all-time great. Kevin, back to you.
That's a good story, D.A., and there is that handoff, which is so historic to watch. Hakeem Olajuwon, by the way, Clark, got the third most All-Star votes this year.
Which indicates how much the fans are beginning to recognize and appreciate his excellence. There's a reason that Olajuwon was drafted ahead of Michael Jordan. He's got a lot of game and clearly on his way to being one of the all-time greats. And in this day and age, you've got to have a dominant center to be able to compete for championships.
He is indeed a very special player. You're right. Malone passes to Jordan. 6 to shoot. Shoots over Lever. And again, it's Michael Jordan. Jordan's got 60.
You know, there's been talk about adding a third referee to NBA games. The commissioner and the rules committee are in favor of it. And they plan to put it before the Board of Governors at the next meeting.
Lever against Jordan. Malone down low. Look at the domination on the glass by Moses Malone. And Moses Malone, Clark, the wily veteran for the Washington Bullets.
And you know, Kevin, his coach Wes Unseld says Malone has really added a level of aggressiveness to the Washington Bullets.
And he brings Clark a championship pedigree to the team.
No doubt.
From 15 feet away, the shot's good from Jordan. And the East leads by 19.
Quality shot from mid-range there. They are clicking right now offensively.
And Magic Johnson continuing to orchestrate beautifully.
When it comes to distributing the ball, nobody does it better than Magic. When one of his guys has a clean look, the ball is there quickly and on target.
Good.
Stay aggressive. I don't ever like to see teams pump the brakes when they've got the lead. Stay aggressive, attack. A fantastic way to pad your cushion.
Johnson kicks to English. Back to Johnson. And Magic Johnson with the slam. And Magic Johnson, Clark, made it clear coming into this game that he wanted the challenge of defending the great Michael Jordan.
He certainly did, and the West as a team will certainly have their work cut out for him trying to slow that guy down.
That is going to be fun to watch.
All too easy for Jordan, just unfazed by anything the defense throws at him. He's got an answer.
And so it's the East All-Stars taking a 19-point lead into the break. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We'll return shortly. Welcome back to the All-Star Game. The grand finale of what's been a tremendous weekend to celebrate.
Hey, and I tell you what, that Central Division, dominant. How about this? 36 games.
Then there's Thomas, and it's Jordan in at the small forward. That's the 5 out there for the East All-Stars. Jordan inside. McGuire covering. Count it. And the East leads by 19. Well, you look at that Central Division, all 6 teams on pace to make the playoffs.
And, you know, Chicago got off to that great start, Kevin. Then they cooled off just a bit. Now tied with Detroit at 3 games behind Atlanta. Those teams are breaked up pretty good.
Driving the lane, good. And it's Bird picking up the assist. Jordan's got 4 points this quarter.
Boy, what a ruthless, wicked dribble move that time by Jordan. Threw his defender off and got the space he needed to fire.
Down the stretch here, the East, Clark, out in front.
Getting it done. It's been such a fun game to watch. Entertaining from both sides.
Whew, it sure has been.
Great at knowing when to time and go up for the rejection. Ewing, a superb defender.
Jordan can't get it to go. The West trails by 21. Johnson, the pass to Olajuwon. Outside, Aguirre. Clyde Drexler on the wing. Ainge covering. Pass to Olajuwon. Just 5 on the clock. Over Thomas. And the basket by Olajuwon.
Hey, it takes more than contact to stop Olajuwon inside. He stays strong through contact and gets the finish.
Jordan against Aguirre. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Well, there's a reason it was way off. He got fouled.
Team foul. At the line for your East, Michael Jordan.
And he knocks down the first one.
And after the Central Division, the Midwest has been the second most competitive division. Those teams are sitting at 10 games over 500.
Donaldson, he's checked in for the West. Malone comes in for Worthy. Now a timeout call by the West All-Stars. And Clark in the Midwest, those Rockets are really making a push.
And they're doing it behind Hakeem Olajuwon. To me, he's the best center in the NBA. They certainly got a chance to give the Lakers a run for their money.
Oh, yeah. And the 7-2 center from the Mavericks, James Donaldson.
You know, I think he's the only lefty in this game. Larry Bird and Danny Ainge right left-handed, but they shoot it with their right hand.
You and I have talked about this before, but defending a lefty is different than defending clearly a right-handed shooter.
Throws you off just a little bit, Kevin.
The West trails by 21. And there's the pass to Aguirre. Here's Donaldson. Some nice passing here by the West. Pass to Johnson. Shot clock at 6. To the middle. Here's Malone. Another shot. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Jordan with some nice D.
And Commissioner David Stern in the house tonight. Since taking over 4 years ago, he's done a remarkable job helping guide this league to new unprecedented heights.
Exactly.
As they keep expanding this lead, keep feeding him the ball.
Here's the lob to the hoop. And in his 8th season in the NBA, James Donaldson making Clark his first All-Star appearance.
And you know, Kevin, before his NBA career, he actually played his first professional season in Italy. So he's taken the path less traveled for sure.
He said, "Arrivederci" to Italy to come to the NBA.
Yes, he did.
One thing the league has done since Commissioner Stern has taken over, Clark, is really marketing the league around its stars. And I like that type of strategy.
I agree with you, Kevin, wholeheartedly. And what better time to highlight those great stars than tonight? Amazing talent, compelling personalities. The league is certainly on a great trajectory.
It absolutely is. Malone's checked in for the East. Then for the West All-Stars, Olajuwon's checked in for Donaldson. English comes in for Aguirre. And Lever's subbed in for Clyde Drexler.
Is it just me, or has this guy grabbed every rebound tonight? What a terrific performance.
2 minutes.
Lever taking his time here. Passes it to Johnson. Over Thomas. Johnson's shot is off.
Take what's available. Use the fadeaway when the defender's there on you.
Johnson against Jordan. Pulls it up. Look at the soft touch of Michael Jordan.
He's somebody that's really comfortable carrying the offensive load.
Pass to Olajuwon. And it's Olajuwon with the jam.
Boy, it's been attack after attack from Hakeem in this one. He's not giving the defense any breaks.
Here's Jordan. And that one drops for him.
Major dominance, and it comes so easily for him. Fantastic at getting to his spots on the floor.
High post Johnson. Jordan's there. It's good.
Magic Johnson in his 8th All-Star game now. 2nd in All-Star votes this year. And he hosts his own All-Star game in the summer in L.A. as a fundraiser. And I understand it's quite an event.
Boy, patrolling the paint well, protecting the rim, that's exactly the kind of defensive effort you need against him.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Constantly applying pressure on the defense. Lever gets himself to the stripe.
And the East with some changes. Doherty's checked in for Malone. McHale comes in for Bird. And Cheeks is subbed in for Isaiah Thomas. So an almost entirely new group now for the West. Donaldson, he's checked in for Olajuwon. McDaniel comes in for Malone. Aguirre's checked in for English. And it's Drexler in for Magic Johnson. Here's Jordan. The turnaround jumper. Count it.
Boy, you take a look at that jump shot of Jordan's, effortless and impeccable in its mechanics.
Outside, Drexler. A three from Aguirre. Goes back up. The pass to McDaniel. Aguirre kicks to Lever. And there's the defensive 3-second call.
West All-Stars ball. Shooting for the...
And so he hits the technical free throw.
Fat Lever is not the biggest guard, but he makes big impact on the game because he plays with such intensity at both ends of the floor.
And the Eastern All-Stars deliver. The favorites coming in. Clark, they did not disappoint.
Yeah, you looked at that team on paper and you saw they were the stronger team and should have been favored. But you still got to go out and prove it. And they did exactly that.
And so much scoring in that lineup for the East. My goodness, look at those names. That's always going to be tough to stop.
And you factor in the raucous crowd cheering on Michael Jordan, Kevin. No wonder.
You know when Michael Jordan is coming to town, you always wanted to get a night rest, something good to eat, because you know the next day Mike's on the show.